I'm Dr. Arnold Nerenberg. I'm here to present to you, how badly do you want to die? A message of hope. How badly do you want to die? A message of hope. If you ask anybody, any normal person that's not suicidal, how badly you want to die, they'll say, I don't want to die. Well, why? Why are you asking me how badly I want to die? I don't want to die at all. I want to live. That'd be pretty, maybe over 99% of the people are going to say, this title doesn't fit me at all. I definitely don't want to die. But now, if you look at the actions of most people, it's a different story. Yes, it is. If you look at the action, different story. You look at somebody who's smoking, for example. You ask them, do you want to die? He says, I don't want to die. Or they might say, I've all got to die sometime, but I'm going to enjoy myself. But they're not going to say they want to die. I know of one case, matter of fact, my mother, she smoked, and it led to ultimately her demise. My father-in-law, he was a smoker. The doctor said, if you don't stop within 6 months, you'll be dead. He kept smoking. 6 months, he was dead. My father was always eating a lot. And I said, Dad, this is really destroying you. He said, son, I guess it's an unconscious death wish. He just kept eating, and about a year later, he was gone. I used to eat a lot to get big and strong, and there was a lot of signs that my health wasn't good. I went into a heart attack at 61, prostate cancer 65. I did it to myself. Yet had you asked me back then, how badly you want to die? I said, I don't want to die, absolutely. I knew of a gentleman who would drink alcohol, and he was going into cirrhosis of the liver. You'd see his stomach just expanding out like crazy, and he wouldn't stop. Within a few months after that, he was dead. We know that chronic anger makes a person more prone to heart attacks, strokes. You have people go into blaming, just feed their negative thoughts, speak toxic words, and it's killing them, absolutely killing them. But if you say to them, how badly do you want to die? They say, Doc, what are you talking about? I don't want to die. But look at the behavior. Look at the behavior. The thoughts. There was an incident. I remember I was at an outdoor cafe, sitting there with my wife. There was a gentleman at the next table with a couple of his kids. And we were talking, and he said he has diabetes. We talked about that, one thing or another. Then I see his meals brought up, these pancakes. He drowns it in syrup. And I looked at him and I said, hey, bro, I don't want to butt into your business, but didn't you say you have diabetes? He said, yeah, but I just can't resist this. So he knew this was going to raise his glucose level way up, which could damage vision, kidneys, contribute to cancer, everything else with diabetes. He was doing that. Back, his son afterwards came and gave me a hug and said, thanks for trying to help my dad. It's universal. So people will tell you, I don't want to die. How badly you want to die? Yeah, the verbal statement is, I don't want to die. Actions say, yeah, I want to kill myself. Now, slowly, but I want to be killing myself. Through the negative thoughts, wrong eating, drinking, cigarettes, drugs, whatever. Even a little bit of drinking even a little bit of alcohol is known to contribute to cancer or damage brain cells. Now, it's true that on the positive side of alcohol, it can reduce cholesterol, but it also contributes to cancer. So like other substances, you look at fluoride toothpaste. It does reduce cavities, but it also can produce cancer and contribute to Alzheimer's. So you can have good teeth and with cancer or Alzheimer's. So people know they're eating all kinds of cakes and candies, and that's not even enough. Then their child has a birthday, they give them all these candies and cakes and ice cream, just feed them all this stuff, and they say, well, it's a special occasion. So they're saying, I'm going to kill my kid on special occasions. It's like, say, why don't you just take a 45, shoot your foot once in a while on special occasions? I mean, People are not only killing themselves, they're killing their kids. And then their children are seeing how they speak badly to their spouse or to them or to others. And so they start getting all these negative kind of thoughts. Now, having a certain amount of negative thinking is normal. It really is. In fact, the more you feel betrayed or let down or disappointed, you're going to get a lot of negative thoughts. But those negative thoughts will destroy you. And if you're feeding it, then you're actually killing yourself. And so this would suggest, by those decisions, that you do want to die. Call it an unconscious level, call it whatever. But if you look at actions, put aside what people say, put aside what you say, put aside what I say. We have to look at what we do, what we think, and what we speak. Because when we speak negatively to other people, we're destroying ourselves. It creates a negative vibration, a negative connection that will come back to us. The consequence of that negative speech will be very negative and have a detrimental effect on our health. Absolutely. We somaticize, causes more stress, and that gets somaticized into cardiovascular disease, ulcers, many aspects of our physical health. The mental and physical are very tied together. We know that for a fact. We know that stress destroys health. Every illness there is exacerbated by stress. Absolutely true. We know that for a fact now. Now, the way to optimize health is to put honor before everything. To offset, to say, well, to put life before everything, put life at a high priority, to stop killing ourselves, to overcome the destroying ourselves, overcome the death process that we subject ourselves to. Honor is the key for that. Placing honor before everything else. Honor is an end in itself. Sometimes it leads to pleasure, sometimes pain, but honor is an end in and of itself. And I'm defining honor as loyalty to your highest constructive values as enshrined in the 4 commandments of honor, while striving to cause no harm physically and emotionally. And I talk about the 4 commandments of honor and the bridge and the supremacy of honor code in so many of my videos. I'm not going to go over it again now. And then a pledge where people commit their lives to repeating the 4 commandments of honor 3 times a day for the rest of your life, with the understanding that repetition is preparation for application. And so it applies to the bridge is, what's the most honorable thing to think, say, and do? What's the most honorable thing to think, say, and do? Well, that's a very strong protection. Of course, when we talk about honor, we're talking about in terms of the 4 commandments of honor. So you're getting a thought, gee, I just want to hit this person, I'm so angry. Well, you didn't choose that thought. You're not responsible for it. So you balance it well. I wish you well, which is one of the commandments of honor. I wish you well. So you're not feeding it. You're balancing the negativity. You don't want to fight the negativity. Just let it be. And you balance it with a constructive, positive, honorable thought. You just balance it. That won't erase the negative thought. As a matter of fact, the negative thought in the short term is more powerful than that positive, constructive, honorable thought. Now, we have the 4 commandments of honor, supremacy of honor code. We also have 25 laws of honor. In all my lectures, many I just could go into different dimensions of this. So what I wish you well is one of the commandments of honor. So you go, well, I wish you well. Well, what happens is, by balancing it, the negative thoughts will come less often, with less intensity, less frequency, less duration. That's the good news. Now, the supremacy of honor code, we put honor before everything. Honor before pride. Honor before anger, because the anger will destroy us. Heck, our pride will destroy us. Honor before sex. You have people tempted, they're married, they're in a relationship with their partners, and having sex outside. That leads to all kinds of secrets and guilt and complications and drama. Very bad karma. Honor before sex. Honor before money. You know, people will do all kinds of underhanded things for the money, and then there's bad consequences, either legally, criminally, or in terms of relationships. Really bad stuff that's very unhealthy. Killing themselves. Honor before fear. Honor before everything. Honor before life itself. So when honor becomes the primary intention We're putting honor before everything. We put honor before smoking. We put honor before alcohol. With that intention and practicing the commandments of honor and the different honor teachings that I put in so many of my videos, that's your best protection about negating, removing the actions that are making you die. The body's geared for 120 if we don't destroy ourselves. 120. They say the child is born today with what we know, that will live to 150. So honor will facilitate longevity. As a matter of fact, I gave one lecture called Prescribing Optimal Thoughts for Optimal Health. Another one was failure to prescribe thoughts is medical malpractice. One of the thoughts that's a derivative, what I call the warrior's commandment of honor is, I'm grateful for the power I gained from hardship. That's one of the 4 commandments of honor. I'm grateful for the power I gained from hardship, because you're going to gain wisdom, you're going to gain compassion. When you gain that power. One derivative of that will reduce the negativity is this: I'll come back much stronger than ever. I'll come back much stronger than ever. Or if a person wants to put God in there, as I do, God willing, I'll come back much stronger than ever. So that positivism, that optimism will negate a death process and facilitate a life process. All our thoughts, words, and actions will facilitate a death process or a life process. I'm giving you the principles to optimizing your life process. Honor is the optimal principle to optimize your life principle. The negativity, whether it's through eating, words, thoughts, that will facilitate your death process and you're killing yourself. So once you have this awareness, yeah, I'm doing this, I'm damaging myself, that's the message of hope. That's the message of hope. I don't have to do this. I can balance this. You have the power to change that in yourself. Let me show you the power of your own mind. Right now, have this thought 3 times. I wish you well. Now, I know you did it rapidly, naturally, effortlessly. A 6-year-old can do it. What did you do? You chose the thought, I wish you well. You chose the frequency of thought. Did it 3 times. No other species can do that. This stimulus response, problem solving, emotion, cannot choose thoughts. Here's another one. Right now, just to make the point, the power of our volition, the foundation of everything I'm teaching. Right now, have a pleasant memory. Think of something you ate today that you enjoyed, or somebody you saw that you loved. Take a moment and have that thought. I know, again, you did it naturally, effortlessly, rapidly. 6-year-old can do it. 6 years old. At that age, it can be done. But look what you did. You chose the polarity of your thought. It was pleasant. It was positive. It wasn't negative. It was a positive thought. And you chose the time dimension. It was the past. The memory from the day. It was the past. It wasn't the future. It wasn't the present. It was the past. So this power of this volition is how you can be able to choose constructive, positive, honorable thoughts to balance the negative and to facilitate and optimize the flow of your life force. Optimize the flow of your life force itself, as opposed to the negative, destructive thoughts, which will accelerate the dying process. Now, people all know broccoli is good for you. You have some garlic, some onions, pomegranate juice. There's so many, vitamin D, we know we have to have it. The knowledge is here. We know these things. It's a matter of applying it to the extent that you're following this, what it takes to live a healthy life. Probiotics, kefir, yogurt, kimchi, sauerkraut, any fermented products. All the probiotics it's been called the fountain of youth. So that knowledge is there. So it's common knowledge now. It's not like a very esoteric thing. It's out there in the media all the time. A lot of articles, if you go on the internet, it shows up all the time. People know. I mean, you go and look at any. Now, people may not pay attention to it. Just like vitamin D. People know they need vitamin D to live. People know that. You get it from the sun, but typically you don't get enough that way. You got to take the pills. There's a tremendous amount of knowledge, and I've given many lectures on the specifics of this. But gain that knowledge for your physical health, follow the way of honor, which will facilitate your mental and spiritual health, where you put honor as an end in itself before everything. Well, my name is Dr. Arnold Nerenberg. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist in the state of California for over 46 years. I've been upon this earth for over 80 years. It's been my pleasure and my privilege to present to you How Badly Do You Want to Die? A Message of Hope.